Joffrey, Renly, Robb Stark are all thieves. They'll bend the knee or I'll destroy them.
Hello everyone and welcome back to our Rhaegar Targaryen playthrough where we are on a grand tour of the Seven Kingdoms. We have just left Sunspear as we make our way up the New Rhoyna, or whatever it's called, where Planky Town and such is, as we make our way towards the Westerlands. We've got a hell of a way until we get there. The toll of conquest. My brother, my father, my husband all died in war. A peasant is screaming at me across the village square. When you commanded and won the Battle of Marston against Lord Eddard of the North, it was a victory for you, but for me it was the day 3 generations of my family died. Her anger had turned to tears, and the words she spoke next barely reached my ears. You are no king of mine. Magon, Balon, Aerys. Okay, they're all Targaryen names apparently. I can't bring them back. Perhaps some gold will help. That was a sacrifice I was willing to make. Ignore War Widow for 25 years, which is quite bad, but we'll go with the first option to try and be nice. What 4 things do we have here? Nothing really of too much importance. I enter Lordship of Dream Dunes, ready to bestow my royal touch upon the local peasantry. I am immediately faced with what is undoubtedly the most wretched creature I have ever laid eyes upon. With minimal provocation, he exposes his calloused feet just inches from my pristine hands. Nice. As much as I am loath to even be in the presence of this pungent disease pauper, it is said that my touch can heal even the most unseemly illness. A blessing for you, a bad memory for me. 5% chance of getting ill. The control level will change by +5. Gain sacred touch for 10 years. Perhaps a light touch on the forehead will do. We'll go with the middle option. The Metal Man. Truly, a stroll through Riggyton is a gift from the 7 who are one. The tranquility of this place is suddenly and abruptly broken by the furious grunts and clattering of armour. Hark, get out of this metal prison. My squire took offence at my manner, even going so far as to call me heartless, and has abandoned me. Whatever this strange man did could not have been enough to justify being stuck forever in this armour. I could of course have someone help him, but is it truly worth it? Consider the armour gone for a price. Offer loyal squires for his fealty. Timothy Redden joins your court and will be recruited. I shall leave him to his fate. Let's have a look at him. Is he decent? Okay, he's a skilled fighter. A knight, unyielding defender, skilled tactician. Yeah, why not? Let's offer him loyal squires for his fealty. There we go. He's joined our court. Always on the lookout for good knights, and we're going to go through the Fowler lands, aren't we, to go up into the Reach, through the Marches and into the Reach. Unfortunately, not going to be able to stop off at House Tyrell. So we're going to cross straight over the Mander and up towards Casterly Rock. I don't think we've been to Casterly Rock or the Westerlands yet in this playthrough, so that's going to be interesting. We gained 200 martial lifestyle experience. Schema discovered. My Master of Whisperers has come to me with grave news. It is Lord Oliver of Festune that is plotting against my courtier Dontos. Okay. Can we do anything with our squire yet? When can we actually knight young Renly? Remove squire, return hostage. Yes, we can't do anything with him yet. Here we are, just arriving at Lannisport now. And Casterly Rock. Development improved in Lordship of Casterly Rock. I receive a welcome worthy of a king at the gates of Lord Tywin's castle in Casterly Rock, and there is little doubt the splendour of my train has made a great impression. My vassal dutifully receives me with all requisite deference. Tywin explains the planned evening banquet, promising the entertainments and victuals on offer will near the standards of my own court dinners. Lord Tywin of the Westerlands assures me that this is only the finest food he has to offer. Let's begin. As I finish my meal, another board is placed down in front of me, but this time instead of food it is topped with little game pieces. My liege, surely you know that I am famed as one of Westerland's finest chess players, but I wish to play not merely for fun. Perhaps we can make things interesting by putting up a wager. Lord Tywin of the Westlands grins at me, idly twiddling a piece between his fingers, eager for a match. It's my move, Tywin. I shan't ruin my evening with this. No, let's go for it then. The greatest game. Lord Tywin is already waiting to begin our little chess match, sat waiting with a competitive grimace writ large across his features. We're neck and neck, though neither of us is even close to victory. I've always said that chess can teach a man much about running a realm. Quantificates my opponent, and vice versa, naturally. A strong sword arm is a strong die arm. Innocent whistling, you think you can outwit me? Outthink me, let's go for that, because we're quite good in learning. Our match marches on, Tywin continuing with a series of devastatingly initiative, strategic plays. Blast it. Somehow, this man seems to counter every stratagem I employ. He started to wing, though neither of us is even close to victory. You're not much of a strategist, are you? Chortled with my opponent. Chess like war is all a matter of logistics. There is no greater disappointment than which I feel when staring at the pieces in the board. Their arrangement clearly dictates that I've been bested. With the 7 who are 1 as my witness, I did all I could. Am I bad at chess? We'll see who wins next time. Result, I lose a match to Tywin due to the winning score. You made an enemy here today. Well, the better man won. Truly, the meal this evening has been a delight. I have feasted on all manner of food, savoury and sweet, but nothing has quite unmammored my appetite like these fine pomegranate cakes. No matter how many I eat, no matter how much I savour their taste, it simply isn't enough to get them out of my mind. I find myself becoming lost in them with each bite, the flavour bursting into my mouth, bringing me one step closer to experiencing the 7 heavens. Though my stomach is packed tight and my clothing is strained, I feel compelled to reach for more. They are too good not to. 40% chance you lose stress. Well, we're going to lose stress either way, so but we could gain some piety. And I don't think we're very stressed, so let's go for the piety. It is another evening of my stay in Lord Tywin of the Westland's home, and yet another foreign meal is placed in front of me. I knock it around a little with my knife, watching as the dark unfamiliar sauce slides around like a cascading mud. Oh, what I wouldn't give for some food from the capital. Just some simple candied figs would be fine. I could ask Lord Tywin for something from back home, of course, but I risk causing offence. I'll just ask. I'm sure local food is fine. My King's Guard, Jonathan, has approached me claiming to have been given Lord Tywin of the Westlands permission to come join his court in place of my own. Letting this pass would certainly improve my standing with the Lord, but it is an insult of stealing members of my court, truly something I can't overlook. Go where your heart pleases. Remove Jonathan Darry from the activity. Your grand tour becomes more majestic. Jonathan Darry leaves the travel entourage. Well, no, he's a member of my King's Guard, so I don't think so. Your careful education and guardianship of my child at Redfort planted the start of a friendship. Well, that's good. As I finish my latest meal, I cannot help but feel like there is a hole in my stomach where some dessert ought to be. Lord Tywin of the Westerlands can read my mind, it seems, as before I even have the opportunity to complain, he calls for a servant to bring out his special cakes. Nothing but the finest hashish cakes for my king, he says. As an absolute mountain of the stuff is dropped at my plate, I will consume them all. I have concluded my royal visitation of Castle Rock, and now my procession prepares to depart. Lord Tywin of the Westlands and his court have all lined up neatly to see me part, and with everyone present, it is time to collect tribute for bestowing him with my presence. It's time for tribute. What is his opinion of us at present? 67. I make no demands. It seems I'm not the only honoured guest at Lord Tywin of the Westlands court this evening. I have been sat beside the fascinated Benarian, and our conversation has left me feeling most elated. I am well versed in statecraft, but my skills are being wasted as I wander around the place to place. If you'd have me at your court, I'd be honoured to call you my king. It is rare that one finds such a fascinating person without a home of their own. But is there room at my court for him? Let's have a little Ironborn. Fortune builder is not that interesting, if I'm honest, but if it's not going to cost us anything, then why not? My child Redford increased his stewardship by 1, which is good. And off we go towards the Riverlands, where it looks like there's some sort of scrapping going on, but it doesn't concern us. Leave them to it. And we're almost in River Run. Grand tour, touring the grounds of the Riverlands. My arrival at Lord Paramount Edmure's castle in River Run is marked with a fanfare befitting the king of the realm, and the locals are clearly awed by the grandeur and pomp of my escort. My vassals dutifully receives me with all requisite deference. Edmure outlines the planned tour and assures me the Riverlands is so fair and fine a land that merely gazing on her towns and fields will be entertainment enough. Only time will tell. Let's get to it. Wandering the countryside of Riverrun, I happen across what seems to be a gathering of peasants in a small hamlet. Accompanied by their proud owners, plump and healthy livestock graze, looking good enough to take a bite out of right as they are. The peasants occasionally bring their goods to be judged, analysing their size and health. They seem to be holding some sort of festival, and as soon as I am noticed, they're eager to show me the fruits of their labour. We should survey these lands. We gain some gold. We lose some stress, so that seems like a good one. I think that's got to be the best option, isn't it, if we're going to get a bit of gold. I think Edmure should have a decent opinion of us anyway, considering he was at one point our squire, wasn't he? Not squire, sorry, our ward. Looks like he's seen better days, though, if I'm honest. He's looking in rough shape. Having just exited the tavern recommended by Lord Paramount Edmure, I find myself outside in the shady alleyway. Out of the darkness, a strange sound emerges. As I quietly move towards the sound, curious as its origins, I catch a glimpse of Lord Jonas. What is he doing out here in the murky alleyway at this hour? I fruitlessly try to get a better view of what he is up to without making my presence known. But one thing is for certain, and that is that Lord Jonas is up to no good. Lord Jonas Bracken, well, of course he's up to no good. It's Jonas Bracken. The guy's an arsehole. If I could just inch closer. Yeah, let's be nosy and see what he's up to. You learned of Lord Jonas's lover secret. Interesting. Lord Paramount Edmure has gained a favour hook on you. Okay. Lord Paramount Edmure has been quite the gracious host so far, showing me his lands and possessions with pride, so I'm immediately taken aback when he starts stammering and clearly trying to draw my attention away from an apparently unremarkable door we are passing by. Are you hiding something from me, Edmure? I take advantage of this moment of stunned, shameful, guilty silence to push the door open, and I'm surprised by what I find. The door leads to a courtyard filled with the healthiest, strongest looking hounds I've ever seen. It's only fair to share this with your king. Pays 100 to you. A fellow connoisseur. You bond with your liege. Yeah, we'll go with the middle. On my tour of Riverrun, I've found a rare moment where I'm not being ferried around by my host or being expected to make an appearance anywhere. I see places of worship filling up for the day, taverns beginning to welcome their early drinkers, and beggars lay on the streets pleading for just a crumb to eat. A census must be conducted of this settlement. Should be a decent one to do. We gain a lot of gold for it. We could gain some piety. Oh, I don't want to lose them. We'll go with the top one. We're going to lose stress, and we're going to gain gold and control. I have concluded my royal visitation of Riverrun, and now my procession prepares to depart. Lord Paramount Edmure of the Riverlands and his court have all lined up to neatly to see me part, and with everyone present, it is time to collect tribute for bestowing him with my presence. I'll make no demands. And I think Moat Kaylin's next. Consumption, my poor daughter. Today I was given grave news. My daughter Visenya has fallen ill with consumption. The future is uncertain. Death lingers closely by her bedside. Yet she might survive. Only the father knows. The physician wants to know how my daughter should be treated. Be cautious. Do no more than what is necessary, Pycelle. And Visenya Targaryen has gained reduced disease. Perfect. Off we go to meet our friend Richard. Who did he marry? Boggs, Clawman. I enter a local tavern in Duckboards, weary from travel and thirsting for ale and rest. My quiet contemplation is disturbed by the sound of a slamming fist on splintering wood, followed by a scornful spit. That cocky knave, he is miserable. He is a miserable infidel. Every second that he remains on the throne is an affront to the old God's will. I try to keep my profile low, but it appears that my kingly manner and Targaryen on my garments has given me away. I must think of something before the situation escalates. Say it to my face, you chair. Perhaps a tax break would change your mind. Oh, I simply look like King Rhaegar of the Iron Throne. No, say that to my... with a king. Runaway or lost. As we manage to get through the dangerous path in the fogged causeway, we decide to rest for the night. As I walk around the encampment, suddenly a strange feeling that someone is missing bothers me. I ask around and everyone agree on one thing, that they don't remember seeing Tycho all day. This is worrisome. He is still just a child. What if he got lost somewhere in the bogs along the way? He is probably lonely and, more importantly, starving. Let's mount a search party for him. I'll find him myself. Or I don't want to risk people getting lost. Let's have a look. If I risk it myself, Rhaegar's Grand Tour is delayed by 14 days. We spend some prestige. We lose 50% opinion of him. We can mount a search party. It's going to cost a lot. We'll find him ourselves. And we found him. You can unlock a new learning lifestyle perk. Awesome. Where are we up to now? Restraint. You can take the embrace that. No. Wash your hands. Reduce chance of contracting illness. Clergy opinion plus 10. Yeah, let's go for that one. See what else we can unlock on that side of the tree then. Renly Baratheon gained court trait. Wow, loads of people have gained court trait. Warlike courtier. Awesome. The streets of Moat Cailin are richly decorated for my arrival, and my vassal Commander Richard dutifully awaits me. Ah, how I yearn to delight myself in the great activities and joys that I am sure Richard has prepared, and to show these people the extent of my magnificence. I'm not really sure about the richly decorated streets of Moat Cailin, but sure. Acrobats jump in colourful attires. One of them opens his mouth to catch a ball that another one throws, and the public erupts into cheers. The music soon follows. I've heard this song before. Perhaps most of them sound too similar. Even from the dais I can hear the peasants loudly singing along. And dance in the fields of woof woof woof, a figure decides to join in, stealing the juggling balls. Get that dog. I could take it back with me. We gain a pet dog, a perfect companion for Rhaenys. Rhaenys Targaryen gets a dog. Yeah, let's... or I must remain in place. We gain prestige. Now let's get Rhaenys a pet dog. I'm approached by Commander Richard holding Commander Richard's brooch. My liege, I'm honoured to have you here. Please accept this gift as commemoration of this cultural festival, something that would remind us of this day for years to come. I appreciate that he thought of this, however, he looks at me with anticipation. I believe he expects me to give something back. Exquisite gift, I love it. You become the owner of Commander Richard. Unless useless item, maybe I could sell it for scraps. We gain 115 gold. You'll have to choose a gift to exchange. You become the owner of Commander Richard's brooch. You gain 30. Exquisite gift, I love it. Do we have anything that we can exchange? Look at that, I hear as I walk down the streets of Moat Cailin. My courtier Bellis is pointing at what seems to be known as Lan the Clever's Smith's Guild. A smile quickly appears on his face, blissful. A group of apprentices are kneeled down in front of a workbench. The master supervises the craft from the lintel of the door, arms crossed, chin up. You'll need a bit more strength for that, son. Bellis takes a step in their direction, completely mesmerised. These people are worth helping. We should invest in merchants back home too. Go ahead, Bellis, pay them a visit. Bellis finds his location. Bellis gains a trait architect. Bellis increases his stewardship by 2. I'm honoured by the gift, however, since I have to give something back, I better think of something appropriate so I don't look like a fool. I could order someone to fetch me the High Valyrian crown, although just a simple sack of coins as a gift is always a self option. Just gold will be enough. I'll order the High Valyrian crown. No, I'm not going to give him the High Valyrian crown, am I? That's ridiculous. Just gold will be enough. I've concluded my royal visitation of Moat Cailin, and now my procession prepares to depart. Commander Richard of Moat Cailin and his court have all lined up neatly to see me part, and with everyone present it is time to collect tribute. No, I make no demands. And off we march to Winterfell. A foreign treat. It's not the first time I catch my Kingsguard Jonathan fiddling around with some flowers he's been picking along the road. Sometimes I swear I'd even hear him sighing, overlooking Pointed Hall's holding. My liege, he says, it's not a secret that my heart has found my new home far from home. Alas, my soul aches for Maurice, my desires know no ends, her eyes, her hair, I long for just a salute. I'd die for a word. Please, I beg you, let me stay with her. No, you're a member of the Kingsguard. Who am I to interfere? You're coming home with me. We have no time for such juvenile infatuations. We have enough room in our court to welcome both of you. No, we have no time for such juvenile infatuations. He loses 20% opinion of us. Ridiculous. You're a member of the Kingsguard. You're not allowed to have such silliness. Our journey is violently interrupted by the sound of tearing flesh and gnashing jaws, and the desperate cries of a man about to meet his end. The noise is so horrific it must have come from the depths of the Seven Hells. Attempting to track the source, we find a desperate knight struggling with a wild wolf. His blade is wedged between the beast's jaws, but his grip is beginning to falter. Help him, Lewin. This man deserves my help. I won't risk my life for his. Let's have a look at this guy. Old God's Northman. Trained fighter. He's a knight, a northern knight, which is interesting. We can get Lewin to help him, but we'll help him ourselves because we're brave. You gain the trait Wounded. Jury board and died, so we lost the fight with the wolf, which is a shame. Winterfell, seat of House Stark and heart of the North, standing proud and tall among the vastness of the North. As I approach the castle from the King's Road, I pass through the Winter Town, the spacious and at the moment largely empty settlement outside the walls. As I move further east, the walls come to dominate the skyline. The outer reaches 80 feet. and the inner reaching another 20 higher. They are dark and grey. The weathered stone speaks to the great age of the castle. The east gate stands open and welcoming, and inside you find the Lord Eddard of the North waiting with salt and bread. After bestowing the guest rite, he gives the leisure to explore the castle. I will explore the famed Godswood, home of the old gods. I will explore the renowned crypts where history stands guard forever. I will walk through the celebrated gas gardens, the beating heart. Actually, I would prefer to pursue the Winter Town. I don't have time to waste exploring. Or do we go for the Godswood or the crypts? Let's go for the crypts. Go see Lyanna. I make my way past the ancient first keep, walking among the ancient spot headstones in the lich yard where the servants of the old kings of winter lie. Before me stands an old ironwood door, the entrance to the labyrinth crypts. Each step downwards is marked by a new chill as I descend from the world of the living to the catacombs of the dead. Walking amid the crypts, I find the dark corridors a maze. The faint torchlight gives little guidance as I come to an intersection. I must choose right or left. I'll head to the right. I think I see something down there. There is a torch to the left. That must be the way to go. I'm going to go to the right. As I continue down the corridor, I find myself face to face with a statue of a man, a crowned king. To either side of his throne are stone direwolves, and upon his lap is a sword long ago rusted. The few words etched upon at the sides are slightly worn away, but still decipherable. King Theon, the hungry wolf of the north. I can't help but look upon the statue with more respect. The hungry wolf is famed even outside of the north, known for uniting the north before the coming of the Andals and then defeating said invaders, and then attacking even Andalos itself in Essos. He battled anyone and everyone from Andal to Iron Men and more. He was a true lord of war. The history here is palpable. Soon, a page finds me in the depths of the crypts and announces that dinner will soon be served. Thankfully, the page knows the way out and leads me once again to the surface. I will not forget this day. The streets of Winterfell are richly decorated for my arrival, and my vassal Lord Eddard dutifully awaits me. How I yearn to delight myself in the great activities and joys that I'm sure Eddard has prepared, and to show these people the extent of my magnificence. Let's start. But we will end the episode there and continue with our tour of Winterfell in the next one. Thank you all so much for watching as always, guys. I hope you've enjoyed, and hopefully I'll see you all very soon for the next episode.